we're currently in the middle of a mini heat wave. And that means for millions of drivers around the UK, they're going to be getting into their cars and pushing a certain button for the first time. But they'll be taking a gamble as to whether their air conditioning actually works. And for workshops, if it doesn't, that's where they're going to be heading, making it a busy time for air conditioning work. But with most cars today coming with air conditioning systems, and with drivers not checking in the run-up to the hot months, is air conditioning regas now becoming air conditioning service? Are the systems complicated? And what should garages know to make sure that they'll be able to service these vehicles efficiently, but also highlight to customers the importance of getting their air conditioning checked earlier every year?
The role of AC systems today is much greater than it was before. You know, in the past, air conditioning really was a luxury feature, I guess, back in the day, and it gradually became an industry standard. I mean, over the past 15 years, it's been rare to see new cars sold without the feature of air conditioning, which brings both comfort, obviously, but also safety. In traditional ICE-driven vehicles, it's clear that a working AC system is an absolute must, especially in hot climates. But some studies have shown that drivers' reactions and ability to stay alert are significantly reduced if the cabin temperature is, you know, far outside the comfort zone. So typically around 20 degrees Celsius. So in many hot climate countries, I know that's not quite so relevant to the UK, but public sector drivers aren't actually allowed to operate vehicles without a fully operational AC system. So that's always something to bear in mind. But I think equally in winter, by helping obviously to demist the windows faster, the system's operational condition translates into improved driver visibility and therefore safety. So this remains highly important for our domestic market within the UK. And certainly when you look at today's cars, when you look at the latest platforms, you know, vehicles being driven either fully or partially by electricity, you know, we can see the growth of all of this with the hybrids and the electric vehicles. The operational AC system becomes even more significant. Besides the safety and the comfort, which we've already, you know, I've already mentioned, which remain unchanged, these vehicles need the system to maintain mobility, you know, particularly when they're keeping the batteries cool and what have you. So they're no longer really referred to as only air conditioning, but as a thermal management system for the whole vehicle. And that's really important, I think, to remember that.
Now, it used to be that air conditioning was an optional extra, but today practically all cars on the road come with AC as standard. And that means drivers are now more used to air conditioning than ever. It's an expectation, not a benefit. So of course, they're going to notice when that lovely cold air coming through the system is no longer cold. And that's when they're going to come to the garages.
There's been a huge increase alongside each of the heat waves. So, for example, the biggest spike that we saw was during that June heat wave, that one that was record breaking. I think it was like the last week of June. We had a 1,200% increase in aircon bookings versus the previous week, which actually accounted for 1 in 5 of the bookings on Book My Garage. But what we've also seen is that all the successive heat waves have kept demand really elevated. So it wasn't just one short spike. We had another big spike, for example, last week during the July heat wave. So yeah, every time there's a heat wave, we see a massive spike. It's definitely seasonal. But it's not so much calendar driven, it's definitely weather driven. So the demand is hugely reactive to the heat waves, as we've just discussed. So for example, the first heat wave this year was about a month earlier than last year. So again, I mean, back to the spikes, we had a spike in May during the heat wave, where aircon bookings were around 8 times higher than the previous week. And again, as I said, the roughly 13 times higher in the June heat wave. But when you compare that to last year's heat wave, it was only 3 times higher. So the pattern that we're seeing, basically, in summary, is that the more extreme the temperatures, we're seeing a much stronger consumer response.
Now, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to this feature's sponsor, Nissens. They are the experts when it comes to in-vehicle air conditioning and thermal management solutions. One part they're particularly proud of, amongst their entire fantastic range, is the condenser, which has been optimized for extended lifespan.
External and internal tests in salt chambers have proven that Nissens condenser can operate much longer than OE or cheap aftermarket counterparts without anti-corrosion protection. 100% of Nissens condensers are equipped with this feature. In addition, our condensers feature the first fit concept, which includes all necessary O-rings, seals, and, whenever needed, mounting bolts inside the product box.
Their range covers 95% of the EU car park, including many hybrid and electric models. You can find out more by scanning the QR code in this video or visiting the link on screen now.
So, when a car comes into your workshop with the air conditioning not working, what are some tips that you can use to help diagnose potential leaks and problems?
Look at the gauges first, see if there's any gas in it first. If there's gas in it, you know it's just low. If there's no gas in it, there's got to be a reason why there's no gas in it. Then we've got like oxygen-free nitrogen, if we can put in the system to see if you've got any leaks. And then go from there. We've got this aircon sniffer, so they'll sniff the gas and bits and pieces. But the UV dye is if it's been working and it's just low on gas, always put a dye in it. And then you can say to the customer, I'll put a UV dye. A lot of people don't. And then they'll go back to something and go, oh, my aircon stopped working. You only gassed it last week. I can go back, if it stops working, I can go back with a UV light. If it's held vacuum, for the vacuum test, the leak could be minute. So with a UV dye in it, you can actually find the leak so easily. And then you're cutting your diagnostic time down and getting the car repaired quicker.
Air conditioning systems may be complex, but so too are the gases that go in them. No longer are we considering just 134A or 1234YF. There are other considerations to take into place, especially with modern vehicles dominating the market.
So 134A, of course, is phasing out. Cars equipped with 134A over time will disappear. But still, in agricultural machines, trucks, buses, they still use 134A. Although they're gradually also changing to 134YF. But yeah, so I don't see, let's say, that 134A will disappear in the short term. So still, there will be need for service and repair also on 134A systems. R744 or CO2 is mainly used now for battery electric vehicles. In the past, Mercedes and Audi has used it also in, let's say, the mechanical driven compressors. That was not a success. They already discontinued these systems in their vehicles. So for electric vehicles, it's used by BMW, Volkswagen, so mostly the German car makers. And of course, with CO2, you also need different equipment because the pressures are much higher compared to 134A or 1234YF. You talk about, let's say, suction pressure of around 30 bars and high pressures, average 70, 80, it can even be higher. So if you compare that with 134A, 1234YF, suction pressure there is around 2 bars, high pressure 12, 15, depending also on ambient. So yeah, that means also here different tools and equipment, and looking at the numbers of vehicles using CO2, not every workshop will invest in that tool because it's expensive, and if you do not have a car park or let's say a small car park for servicing CO2, then I think they will use other ways to service or repair those vehicles, maybe to an AC specialist or to a dealership or whatever.
But is air conditioning regassing actually the term that technicians should be using when it comes to bringing these vehicles in to get them cooler inside? Or is it more of an air conditioning service, making sure that customers know that it's not just gas that might be needed, but a repair of the system itself?
If it comes in with no refrigerant, it is extremely likely that there is a leak somewhere. So any of these systems, whether it's AC or heat pump, it needs certain vital components and conditions to operate properly. So the system must have the correct amount of refrigerant and lubricant. In addition, it should be clinically clean, tight, and free from airflow restrictions. You know, a lack of refrigerant automatically decreases the system's ability to operate. It doesn't have to have no refrigerant, it can just have less of it, but it may also be very harmful to expensive components such as the AC compressor, as the lubricant is carried by the refrigerant. So a lack of refrigerant will lead to abnormal operating conditions for the compressor, which can ultimately cause premature failure through seizure or seizure and complete burnout. So yeah, a lack of refrigerant is definitely often the sign of leakage in the system. And any leaks should be identified and repaired, because even the small leaks can be very harmful to the system. And I mean, there's various techniques for finding leaks. We recommend a complete procedure of the whole system, which takes time, but it is the only way to diagnose the problem correctly first time. So, for example, a long-term pressure test with nitrogen is one of these methods. And again, it takes time, but it can be very precise in troubleshooting exactly where the problem is if it is applied for long enough.
But air conditioning offers benefits throughout the year. It can help to clear misted windscreens very quickly. It can help to regulate temperatures in cars. And of course, it can help the car run more efficiently when it's working correctly. So communicating that air conditioning is actually an all year round solution will not only benefit drivers, but benefit garages by preventing the work clogging up your bays.
Because one, it helps you in the winter time to actually get the moisture out of the system. We don't do that many in the winter time, but we've done one about a month or so ago. So it's always here. But if we're changing engines and stuff, it's easier to degas the aircon. One, you can take the engine out easier. So, and you're doing it correctly. You're not letting you're doing it correctly, and you're not letting the gases escape. That's illegal at the end of the day. So you've got a machine, you're recovering it, you're putting it back in as per the manufacturer and the guidelines, what you're supposed to do it to stick to.
Buried somewhere in the front of here is the condenser, and it is vulnerable to salt, stone chips and potential other damage. And that's something that drivers maybe don't think about, but that obviously garages will know. So preparing them if a driver comes in and wants a simple regas but the gas has leaked is key. Checking the entire system is key.
I would say the condenser, as I've already mentioned, it is probably one of them. I mean, for many garages, when you look at it, so long as it remains tight and it looks good, it means it doesn't, you know, it's not causing any leaks, but it's still considered operational. But this isn't always true. The deteriorating condition of this key heat exchanger affects system performance and the lifespan of other components. So a condenser can suffer for various reasons, really. At the end of the day, it's a delicate, thin aluminium part located at the front of the vehicle, exposed to moisture, dirt, corrosion, and the impact of foreign bodies thrown from the road. So it's an incredibly delicate part in a very intrusive area of the bay, whether it's an ICE or an EV. So some typical failures of the condenser: the bottom fin and tube deterioration caused by corrosion. Most typically that's provoked by salt spread in the winter, and even one missing row of the fins between condensers bottom tubes can reduce its thermal capacity by up to 7%, which is quite a lot. So internal flow restrictions as well. So by nature, condenser tubes have very small diameters, and even compressor oil with the wrong viscosity can actually clog that flow.
So air conditioning servicing is a big part of the automotive market today. But what can garages do to make sure they are ready when that demand inevitably ramps up?
Firstly, make sure your aircon machine is regularly serviced, so it's in proper use when the season does come around. But when you're looking at the customer's car, one, make sure you change the dryer on the AC system every 2 years because it's a consumable like your oil filter. Always make sure you're using the correct oil and the right amount of oil. When you're changing a component on a system, i.e. for instance the compressor, make sure that compressor has got the right amount of oil in it and the correct oil, be it PAG or POE on a electric compressor.
So the way we think about air conditioning is changing, not just with modern vehicles and electric vehicles, but with the way it should be termed as well, because it's no longer a regas. Sell it to your customer and they're just going to expect a simple refill, but actually there's going to be more to it. The air conditioning system needs to be checked and there could be components that need replacing. Therefore, air conditioning servicing is key. And while we do think of air conditioning as a seasonal thing, or most drivers do anyway, explain to them that actually getting their system checked early will not only benefit their car, benefit the efficiency, but also prevent them waiting as workshops get clogged up in the summer months with air conditioning requests. Ultimately, the way we think about it is changing, but one thing remains. We're always, hopefully, going to have warmer weather, and with that, we're going to need to think about air conditioning.